Good morning, fellow and future weirdos of the flock. How are you? Welcome. Come on in. Stop in the kitchen here and get you some keep other people alive juice. If you make the last cup, you make a new pot. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to my party pen weirdos. We tell the Bible here. We read the Bible here. Like you will never hear it read anywhere else. Because I'm fucking awesome. That's why. So, welcome. Listen, we left off on chapter 17 yesterday. Okay? And what happened yesterday was like, Abe, listen. God told him, like, listen, I am going to make you great. I said that, didn't I? I'm going to make you great. And Abe was like, but like I have all this stuff and I'm not going to be able to give it to anybody. Ishmael, am I going to give it to Ishmael? And God's like, no, you're going to give it to Sarai's baby. And Abe is like, I don't know about this. That she can't let have the baby. And God's like, next year she'll have a baby. She'll be like 100. And then Abe's like, I do not believe you. I mean, you say I'm going to be great, but Sarai cannot have children. And then God's like, what did I say? I know what I said, and you know what I said. This time next year, she's going to have a baby. What'd I say? And then Ishmael was born, right? And he was 13, okay? And Abe was almost 100 when God made these circumcision rules. And this shit offends me so bad. Not the circumcision. Circumcision doesn't offend me. But these stinky, snaky, stinky Jews. They suck bloody baby penis for circumcision, okay? That's not how they do circumcision. So it offends me that these sick ass snaky Jews go around sucking bloody baby pecker because they think God said it. Genesis chapter 17, it doesn't say anything about sucking bloody pecker. So I'm so offended by these Jewish people. They fucking gross me out. They're like, you know what is a good idea? Let's suck the blood out of the pecker of the baby. My tongue is dry. I need the blood. So, that is where we left off. I am Nikki K. the Great, your super, super awesome narrating host. And this is my party pen where I will be reading you the Bible and trying to understand the Bible in a way that will never be heard again or before, because people don't like to say the bad words. I say lots of passion words. I give no fucks about any of that shit. I want to know what it says. And I appreciate you wanting to know what it says also, because lying is a thing that happens in this religion. And then everybody's like, the Bible is for control. It's for dominance and control. It's like, no, it's not. Have you ever read it? Bible's fucking hilarious. People use it in all the wrong ways, but this book is fucking funny. Like, read it. So, we're on chapter 18. So, pack Larry the Lizard Guy or the Mother's Day Bowl, right? Pack them up, get ready to go. Take your medicine. I keep forgetting to tell you to take your medicine. But listen, it's so important to take your medicine. So, that's what we need to do. We need to take our medicine. And then smoke it, read it, and drink it. Okay, chapter 18. I want to pause right here real quick. Somebody sent me a meme, right? And my memes aren't playing in the background because I forgot to plug in my thingy mabob that makes the pictures come. So I forgot to do that. But she sent me this meme. The many times slavery is in the Bible. So you know she's a libtard, first off. Many times slavery is in the Bible. The Bible is evil. Yeah, but how many times are the slaves that are mentioned in the Bible Jews? Not sticking up for the Jews because they're terrible fucking people, but they're terrible people as a whole, right? And no, they're probably terrible people single handedly too. I don't associate with them because they're gross. But how many times slavery in the Bible is the Jews are the slaves? So it's not condoning slavery. It's saying these people started out as fucking slaves, right? And yeah, it talks about Abe buying slaves or when they buy a slave, circumcise them. Abe was rich. Rich people had slaves. Kind of like every time there's been slavery, rich people have had the slaves. It's not that the Bible condones slavery, it's telling you rich people have slaves. The people that he's telling, make sure you treat your slaves well. Make sure you do this well. Make sure. And if your slave is shit, then get rid of him. Kill him. Bleh, do whatever, right? But if your slave is good, then you're good to your slave. That is how it mentions slavery in the Bible. You're supposed to be good to your slaves. Thank you. And again, slavery mentioned in the Bible. How many times were the Jews slaves? Like, don't try to. The Bible is slavery. Okay. Well, read it and find out why the Bible mentions slavery so many fucking times. You dumbass. Don't tell me. I don't give a fuck how many times the Bible mentions slavery. I know what the fuck it says. So, I'm sorry, but that meme pissed me off. The Bible is slavery. The Bible is it's good slavery. The Bible. Nah, bitch, go somewhere with your slavery bullshit. Read the Bible and you would know. Doesn't mention slavery in a bad way, except for when Jews are the slaves. That's the only time where people are mean and rude to slaves. It's when it's the Jews that are the slaves. There's no rules from other gods on how to treat slaves. No, they sacrifice their slaves to gods. God doesn't say, hey, sacrifice your slaves to me. I need you to sacrifice your slaves to me, please. Do all the blood stuff. No, no. As a matter of fact, God tells these people to be good to your slaves. Just make them fit in with you, right? They will be counted just like you, right? If they do just like you. They will be just like you. So, it doesn't say, oh, well, even if you circumcise your slaves, I'm not counting them. It doesn't say that. But, okay, let's go. Wrong detour, Nikki. Okay, chapter 18. Now, the Lord appeared to him by the oaks of Mamre, while he was sitting at the tent door in the heat of the day. So, our Abe is chilling in the shade, okay? And then God and Sarai's over here, okay? Okay, Sarai's right there, Abe's right there. He's turning the wrong way, but okay. And then here is God and his three angel dudes. So he ran over to meet them, God, the Lord, and three dudes. And he ran over to them and did the face thing and was like, ah, listen, listen, come over to my house. I got food, I got all sorts of stuff. Please think of me as good and come with me, please. And they're like, okay, okay, we'll go. Blah, 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 blah. So then Abe ran back to his tent and told Sarai, hey, make some food. God's here. And so she's like, going to make some food. And then the little slave guy, he's like, here, take this meat and go make it. So they're making meat and food. And then Abe runs it back over to these guys, like, eat das food. And so he placed it before them, and he was standing by them under the tree as they ate. And they said, where's Sarai? And he said, she's doing woman stuff. And then he said, so God told Abe, I am going to return this time next year, and Sarai will have a son. And Sarai was ear hustling. She's like ear hustling behind God and them over here. And they can't see her ear hustling. And she kind of laughed on the inside. She said, these guys must not know how old I am. The fuck. I can't figure out how to use these toys good. I'm gonna have to figure out a different way to use these toys. But anyway, she's ear hustling and she's like, these guys must not know how old I am. And then God's like, I know how old you are, Sarai. Why is she back there laughing? And Sarai and and he's like, why is she laughing? Why does anybody realize that I'm God and I can do whatever the fuck I want? Does anybody realize that? Like everybody's like, nah, God can't do that. I'm God, of course I can. Listen. And Sarah was like, I didn't laugh out loud. And God was like, you laughed on the inside. Why does I'm God? Listen, I'm God. So you did laugh. Listen. Then the men rose up from there, laughing at Sarai because she's retarded, and they looked towards Sodom. And Abraham was walking with them to send them off. And the Lord said, should I tell them what I'm about to do? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I should tell him. But because he's going to become great and mighty, and everything's going to be blessed, I chose him. I chose him in order that he may command his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord by doing righteousness and justice, in order that the Lord may bring upon Abe what he has spoken. And the Lord said, the outcry of Sodom and Gomorrah is indeed great, and their sin exceedingly grave. I will go down now and see if they have done entirely according to its outcry which has come to me, and if not, I will know. Look, okay. Listen, this is God right here saying, I didn't pay attention for a long time, and now I hear all this noise. So I'm going to have to go and find out what the fuck, right? Because God wasn't paying attention. So he's going to find out. Then the men turned away from there and went towards Sodom, while Abraham was standing before the Lord. And Abraham came near and said, will you indeed wipe out the righteous with the wicked? Are you? Listen, I don't know. Suppose there are 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou indeed sweep it away? Or will you not spare it for the sake of the 50 righteous? Far be it from thee to do such a thing, to slay the righteous with the wicked, so that the righteous and the wicked are treated alike. Far be it from thee. Shall not judge all of the earth deal justly? So God said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare the whole place. And Abe answered, hold on, suppose the 50. So suppose it's 45. And God was like, no. What about 40? 30? Listen. What about 1? Listen. And then he said, hold on. So I have ventured to speak to the Lord. Suppose 20. And then God said, no, I won't. And then Abe said, don't be angry. What about 10? And God said, okay, even 10, I won't destroy it. And as soon as he had finished speaking to Abe, the Lord departed. So even God was like, we know we're not going to find that many there. So Abe's just going to keep arguing with me. So I'm just leaving. So Abe was like 10 and God was like, bye. So, chapter 19. Okay, listen. We're going to pause right here. Go pee, get a refill, pack a bowl, and then we will be right back at the same time. So, just go pee, get a refill. We'll wait for you. Okay, so chapter 19. Okay, so chapter 19. Now, two angels came to Sodom in the evening as Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. And when Lot saw them, he rose up to meet and did the face thing. And he said, "Now, behold, my lords, please turn aside into your servant's house and spend the night. Wash your feet. Then you may rise early and go on your way." And they was like, "No, but we shall spend the night in the square." Yet he urged them strongly. So they went to his house, and he prepared a feast for them and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. Now, before they lay down, men of this the men of Sodom surrounded the house, both young and old, all the people from every quarter. And they called to Lot and said, "Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out so." I forgot how fucked up this part of this story is. I forgot. Okay. So, bring them out to us so we may have relations with them. So, a bunch of men want to fuck a man. Listen, listen. Where did they. Listen. Okay. So, a bunch of dudes came to Lot's house so they could fuck two strange dudes that they never fucked before. Okay. But Lot went out to them at the doorway and shut the door behind him and said, "Please, please, my brothers, do not act wickedly. I have two daughters who have not had relations. Please, let me bring them out to you, and you can do whatever you like. Only do nothing to these men, inasmuch as they have come under the shelter of my roof." But they said, "Stand aside. You're a fucking alien, and you're telling us how to live? Bitch, go somewhere. Listen, we want those dudes. Like, we want those dudes. For some reason, they want to fuck these guys. They don't even know who they are. Listen, listen. That, okay, okay. And so they pressed hard against, no, okay. And so then they was like, you're an alien, you're trying to tell us. You step aside because you're gonna get it worse. But we want these guys first. Okay. So then they was trying to go in so they could break in the door to get these men that they don't know. But the angels reached out their hands and brought Lot into the house and shut the door. And they struck the men who were at the doorway with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves trying to find the doorway. But these men said to Lot, "Whom else do you have here?" He said, "A son-in-law and your sons and your daughters. Whomever you have in the city, bring them out of the place, for we are about to destroy this place, because their outcry has become so great before the Lord that the Lord has sent us to destroy it." And Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-law, who were to marry his daughters, and said, "Up, get out of this place, because God's going to destroy the city." But he appeared to be jesting. And when morning dawned, the angel said, "Get the fuck up, get your wife, get your daughters, lest you be swept away in the punishment of the city." But he hesitated. And the men seized his hand, the hand of his wife, and the hands of his daughters, for the compassion of the Lord was upon him. And they brought him out and put him outside the city. And when they brought him outside, they said, "Escape for your life. Do not look behind you, and do not stay anywhere in the valley. Escape to the mountains, lest you be swept away." And Lot was like, "Oh, no, 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 no. If I have found favor, and you have magnified your loving kindness, which you have shown me by saving my life. But I cannot escape to the mountains, lest the disaster overtake me and I die. Now, behold, this town is near enough to flee, and it is small. Please let me escape." Is it not too small? "That my life may be saved." And he said to them, and the Lord said to him, the angel, "I will grant you this request. Also, not to overthrow the town of which you have spoken. Hurry, escape there, for I cannot do anything until you arrive." Therefore, the name of that town was called Zoar. The sun had risen over the earth when Lot came to Zoar, and the Lord rained on Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord. So is this why Baptists are like, brimstone and fire, everything is Sodom and Gomorrah, everything, right? Fire and brimstone. I think what I think happened with Sodom and Gomorrah, they got hive mind. So they couldn't think for themselves. They couldn't even get out of the trap that they have put themselves in by being a hive mind. That's what it seems like, because all the men of the city came to hump these two men that they never met before. So it's not like one had his own mind and was like, this is no good. They had hive mind. So how do you get rid of hive mind? You got to shock it out of them. And he overthrew those cities and all the valley and all the inhabitants of the city and what grew on the ground. But his wife from behind him looked back, and she became a pillar of salt. Now Abe rose early in the morning and went to the place where he had stood before the Lord. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah and toward all the land of the valley he saw, and behold, the smoke of the land ascended like the smoke of a furnace. Thus it came about, when God destroyed the cities of the valley, that God remembered Abe, and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow. When he overthrew the cities in which Lot lived, and Lot went up from Zoar and stayed in the mountains, and his 2 daughters with him, for he was afraid to stay in Zoar. And he stayed in a cave, he and his 2 daughters. Did he get to take any of his riches with him? Like, Lot was rich as fuck, so did he get to take them? Okay, here. This is so fucked up. This is so messed up. Then the firstborn said to the younger, our dad is old, right? And there is not a man on earth to come into us after the manner of the earth. So we're going to get our dad drunk, okay? We're going to get him smashed, and then we're going to seduce him. Watch. Okay. And then after we seduce him, we're going to make babies, because nobody else is going to fuck us, so we got to rape our dad. I can't even take life. Okay. Okay. So they got their dad drunk on the first night, and the oldest daughter did the bomb diggity with her dad to show her younger sister how to bomb diggity her dad. And it came about on the next day that the firstborn said to the younger, did you see how I did that? Did you see? It's your turn. So they got their dad drunk again. They got their dad drunk again. Okay. And they did the bomb diggity with their dad. Well, the youngest did the bomb diggity with her dad. And they both are pregnant. And for some reason, Lot didn't notice. For some reason, Lot didn't notice. His 2 single daughters somehow got pregnant. What is he thinking? Okay. Now, okay. And the first one had her son and called his name Moab. Okay. He's the father of the Moabites to this day. Okay. So the Moabites came from Lot. And the younger also had a son and named his son Ben-Ammi. He is the father of the sons of Ammon. So Ammon came from Lot also. Oh my God. See, the Bible has everything. Like, literally, the Bible has everything. This book is so wild. This book is wild. And these 2 tribes that come from Lot end up being the enemies somehow. But they also came from a Jew. Like I don't exactly know. So I don't exactly know, but these fucking 17, 18, and 19 is the most offensive part of this book so far. Like, really, all the other stuff isn't really offensive, but these girls bomb diggity their dad, and these men tried to bomb diggity some angels, and then like chapter 17 is not offensive. It's just what they do now with rules. Chapter 17 of Genesis is offensive because what they do now is highly offensive and it's against the rules. That's not a thing that happens in the Bible. So it must be a thing that happens in that book that they made up. But again, who the fuck thought of that? Was it a pervert priest that got caught sucking baby pecker and he's like, I don't want the blood. The blood is good. I don't know. But somehow they became vampires after this. I don't fucking know. But chapter 17 is offensive, but not because of what the Bible says. It's because of what they do, which is completely against what the Bible says. And then 18 because they want to bomb diggity some angels, and then 19 because they bomb diggity their dad in a cave. And somehow Lot wasn't like, how the fuck do you get pregnant, yo? So I don't know. I don't know the inner family workings that doesn't talk about, except for that part. So I don't know. But anyway, thank you for watching. My insides don't want to do any any fucking thing today because you can't trust anybody to do what you ask them to do. So they don't wake you up until real late and then want to leave for work. So there isn't a fucking point. There isn't a fucking point. If you can't trust people, then why the fuck would you clean up after them? And they leave disgusting messes on purpose, and they don't want to make anything easy for you because, you know, because why would they? It's not like you're a wife or anything. So I wouldn't do jack shit today. Maybe the laundry you folded yesterday probably put it away, but other than that, don't do shit. Leave all those dishes right there. Leave all the dirty clothes in the basement. Don't sweep a fucking floor and don't clean the bathroom. Because there's no fucking point. You can't trust anybody. So why the fuck would you make anything easy for them? It's what it seems like to me. But I know. I know none of that is going to happen. But it's nice to think about, payback. No, no, don't believe that because I am fucking terrible. And I'm fucking terrible. I should probably clean up something. But I'm not going to. Uh, that's a fucking lie. I'm probably going to fold this basket of clothes and put these clothes away. But other than that, I'm not doing jack shit because you can't trust nobody. So, Let's see if I do a good job. I don't fucking know. Anyway, thank you for watching. I love you. Please come back tomorrow. Knowing me, I'm going to make a video tonight because, that's what pisses people off the most. So, that's what I'm going to do. And I probably won't end up dead. I'm probably not going to. But I will more than likely make a video tonight. And I probably will put my clothes away. But I don't want to. I'm going to begrudgingly put my clothes away. And I'm going to talk shit the whole time. All right. All right. I'm done. I swear. I love you. Have the greatest day ever.